Welcome Gemini, this is your reading for the 18th to 24th of April. I have shuffled these, but I'll give them another quick shuffle. Very hard to shuffle these cards, they're so thick, so I'm having to do them this way. That's why I tend to do it off camera quite a bit. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you really need to sit and watch this. Let's get those together as best we can. Right, get to it. This is general reading. There were 33 views to the Gemini reading last week. So although it is a general reading, that seems pretty specific to me. I do appreciate you coming here. I realise that this is early days for the channel. So I'm going to do a general reading, see what happens for us next week. Really appreciate you being here, as I mentioned before. So if you do, like, share, subscribe, comment below if there's anything that you really enjoyed or anything you like less. I seem to be the only one on YouTube that I can find that's doing tarot readings with this deck, the True Black deck, and it's an unusual deck, so it does take a bit of thinking about. And also, I'm although I've been doing this for a long time, I kind of stepped away from tarot reading for a long time as well, and I've just gotten back into it really since the beginning of the year. But like I say, let's jump in. So Gemini, you're the highest ranked readers in everyone attending the channel, so I really appreciate that. See what we have for you. Knight of Wands, brash, bold, courageous. That's a promising start. Crossing that with Devil energy, so we'll discuss that when we clarify in a moment. Near past is the Fool, always a great card to get. Near future, Four of Cups, I call that the meh card. You know, nothing really interests you, it's a bit so what. Subconscious, Two of Wands, that's a really good card in that position as well, very foundational. And then that's kind of the subconscious or the foundation or the root of the matter. And both of these cards are kind of going away, so they're things that may have happened recently. And then at the head of the matter, the Emperor, he's come up 3 times in reading so far. Order, control, stoicism, very deliberate energy, very in charge, so that's good to see. So I'll just line that up a little better, I think. So yeah, so far so good. I'm not seeing anything here that's too worrying. Let's just bring that on, it's a bit brighter. So that's the actual question at the moment. The only thing that does concern me, if it could concern anyone I suppose, is that Devil card. Energy on the bottom, Hercules beetle, this is the 10 of Wands, the burden card. What he does say is, you know, you're almost at your destination. In this one, the beetle there is not only carrying those sticks, it's also carrying someone else. So in a relationship, you could be, you know, doing the lion's share of the work, or, you know, this is a love relationship or career relationship. But what he does say is, one, that's the Hercules beetle that can carry 100 times its own weight, so you're able to do this, and also you're almost at your destination, so it's a bit of a hang on in there kind of card. So that's the energy across the bottom of the whole reading that sort of informs it all. So I mean, so far so good. I mean, it looks very interesting. There's obviously been some kind of adventure or jumping in with both feet in the recent past. I mean, this card here, this kind of jumping in, this knight in this particular deck doesn't have a sword, she just has a shield, so she kind of bashes her way in, which could be good. I think it's a positive brash energy. I don't think it's any kind of bullying behaviour. And then down at the bottom here, you've got this lovely foundational card, the Two of Wands, which in a more traditional deck is someone on the deck of a castle. There's a parapet and they've got the world in the hand and they're looking out over the landscape, and it's kind of things are in motion, something's in place, and you're moving on to stage 2. The only thing that concerns me a little bit, I think, is this Four of Cups, because it's a bit, so what? So let's find out. So at the moment, there's some powerful cards in there. Devil we need to think about, but the Fool, you know, great energy there. Energy on the bottom of the deck's got plenty of strength to it. So let's see, this is how you find yourself strength. Always a good card to get. That's not physical strength, that's strength to oppose anything you disagree with. So again, in this particular card, you know, she's holding an olive branch in one hand and the leaves are dropping down onto this snake. She's got broken arrows in the other, infinity symbol above her head, and she's like, I'm not going anywhere, I can do this all day. So it's that real kind of strength of will and that confidence that comes with that, the strength underneath it all. So that's how you see the situation. And these are external forces or how other people see it. And it's the Seven of Cups, which is the choice card. Lots and lots of choices. And sometimes you've got so many choices, you can't even make a choice. So it does, with that Devil card, I would say, make sure you do make a choice. Hopes and fears, King of Pentacles, antlers for, what was it, tenacity. Is it strength and tenacity? It's something else. But anyway, certainly this kind of tenacious energy. I love this as well. This clearly this strength, this energy on the card is someone who is very proud about what the stuff they've actually created, the things they've made. He's got the tools of his trade in one hand. He's pointing at the others. It's a real card of kind of honest work and endeavour. It's also an entrepreneurial card, so that's really powerful in your hopes and fears. And then we go down to outcome. Love, love, love this card. I've been saying it if you catch any of the other readings, because obviously this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. I'm fortunate, I'm Libra, so I only have to go to the Libra reading. But if you're, Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, you'll be reading 3 of them. And if you go to some of the other readings, this has come up quite a few times this week. And I really love it on this card because, she's naked, so she's that's honesty, authenticity, truth. I can't be shocked, I can't be lied to. It's a very powerful thing to do that, a powerful statement. And she's seen something she wants. I don't mean female, it's just a feminine energy. This is someone who has, just decided this is what I want and pulled themselves up one-handed to get it. And there's the other sort of fruits of the labour hanging from the vines there as well, very similar to the energy on the king. So it's interesting, you've got the king and the page here as well. So it's going to get what you want and then being very successful when you've got it. So that's a really nice energy to finish on there. So really I want to clarify, because there's only really the devil card that's got any kind of negativity to it. And this devil card is literally impermanent pleasures or impermanent temptations. The idea that, one glass of wine is fine, a bottle's not great. Watching a TV show's fine, watching it to the exclusion of everything else, maybe less so. And tarot is all about cycles and balance. So it's about, binge watch that show, but at the end of it, maybe you should, spend some time, if you're indoors all day, maybe go out and get some fresh air. So it's definitely a balance card there. But let's clarify, so we'll just get the smaller version of the deck in hand and see what this comes up with. Really powerful on the staff, that's really powerful energy down there. Great way to finish. So on top of the Knight, you have the Six of Cups. Again, this has come up in reading after reading after reading. We call them sweets, Americans call them candies. But this card warns us that while sweets are delicious, they don't sustain you. And by the same token, look into your past. It's lovely to look into the past, but not with rose-tinted glasses and go, oh, wasn't it great back in the day? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, So I think we learn from the past and we use it to define our present and our future, but we shouldn't live in the past. There's no advantage to that. On top of the devil, excellent. Queen of Swords, kind of a justice card. This is, in the cold light of day, she's able to handle 2 swords, one of which is actually impaled through her own hand. She's got a crown of swords. This is, kind of the minor arcana justice card. This is someone who in the cold light of day will stand up for what she believes in. So that's really good. So that's the truth on top of the devil. So that's a really nice way of negating that devil energy. On top of the Fool, King of Cups, calm, mature, level-headed. In this one, he's actually got a squid. Sorry, I couldn't think of what the fish was then. We've got a squid and a school of fish there. And they're normally predator and prey, but under the King of Cups they all come together. So there's a lot of that kind of Cups energy where it's bringing disparate individuals together. He's manifesting those angel fish out of his subconscious and making a crown out of them. And it's all, one word, well, 2 words spring to mind: laid back. This is a cool cat. He's very laid back energy on top of there. So the Fool's all about, all or nothing, jumping in with both feet, going on an adventure. And this guy's there and he's just like, yeah, check this out, let's do this. So that's really nice to see. Let's see, where do we go to next? That's the near future. That's the Queen of Cups. Beautiful, gentle, very in tune with her conscious, subconscious side. Again, manifesting angelfish out of that cup. She's made a cup of angelfish. She's got koi swimming by her feet. So real full-on yin and yang kind of energy, and that lovely balance between conscious and subconscious. You know, where sometimes you're thinking, should I be doing this or not? And your heart saying one thing, your head saying another. She's able to balance that out. So you've got a lovely balance across here, negating that devil card with the Queen of Swords. That's worked really well. On top of the foundational card, Two of Wands, we have Queen of Wands. This one, very attractive energy. This is one of those people that's in the room that you're just drawn to. You just want to talk to them, and you know, peacock feathers. So you know, they're aware of their beauty is a bit literal. They're aware of their attractiveness. There you go. I'm not talking about a physical attractiveness, but just, you know, there's some people in the room that you just want to go over and talk to. This is one of those people. And it's about having, you know, outside interests and being physical, being in touch with the physical side of things. So that's again, really nice energy, really positive energy. A couple of kings and queens coming in here. And on top of the Emperor, we've got the Emperor. Basically, this is just the universe doubling down. So we need to talk about this card a bit more. So in your sort of the head of the matter, you know, the cold light of day, you have the Emperor twice. It's very rare that the same card sits on top of the other one, but that really does drive the reading. So what I would say with that is the Emperor is all about discipline and control and order, but in a really positive way. He's not bullying people into, you know, we're all going to do this at 3 o'clock today. It's about, let's have a structure, let's get something in place that benefits, that really works for us all. It won't be swayed, so it's very kind of down the line honesty as well. No nonsense, but not. There's no kind of limitations to the Emperor really, other than, you know, sometimes if it was attached to a male, male or a male energy, you know, it could be someone who maybe is a bit too controlling. But I'm not seeing that in this reading because there's too much energy down here for that. I think this is just about putting some structure and order into next week, and coming up with a fantastic resolution because of it. So where you find yourself, you know, this is your situation, how you see it. On top of strength, we've got the Tower. Interestingly, in you know, I don't really mind the Tower card. The Tower is about, in this one, you know, the crown has been cut through, the bouquet has been cut through, so sort of pride, power, love, it's all sort of falling by the wayside. But the orb that's been held by the statue that's also falling apart, though cracked, still holds its shape. So it's talking about how if we haven't got something in place in the right kind of foundation, you know, the first earthquake that comes along could turn it to rubble. But that's sometimes not a bad thing. So again, there's two things with the Tower card. One is make sure you don't build yourself a sort of folly. So that is often depicted as a tower with no door. So you've built yourself a beautiful prison. The lightning strikes the tower, it starts to fall down, and you can't get out. So you go down with it. And it's about ego. It's about stripping away that kind of, you're a bit too arrogant or you were a bit too overblown. But I tend to see it as a little bit softer than that, just as a, you know, sometimes the storm comes through and blows everything away, or the volcano erupts, and then the outcome of that, of course, is that fantastic black soil that you can grow anything in. So you know, do you live next to a volcano because of the benefit? And if the volcano is rumbling, do you step back to a safe distance? That's what the Tower kind of talks to us about. You know, if you're in a volatile situation, or there's a situation at work where it could all fall down, what kind of position are you in afterwards? And obviously you're in a fantastic position because of the Strength card. And again, in a relationship, if it looks like it's all going to fall apart, you've got the strength to kind of drive that situation through. On top of the choices, you have the Page of Cups. So you've got the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups. Again, manifesting the angelfish out of this cup. She's got a rabbit there, purity and innocence, and she's very what's the word I'm looking for? Just like the Queen and the King, they're just cool cats. They're just very laid back. They're very in tune with their senses. They're very attractive individuals. They draw people towards them. They're not like the swords, which can be a moment of clarity and really cutting through. I don't have a problem with Kings and Queens of Swords. I think they're really good cards, but they're not as soft and welcoming as the court cards that you've got here. So you've got Page, Queen, King. They're only missing the Knight of Cups. On top of the King of Pentacles, hopes and fears, celebration, freedom. You got the Four of Wands. So yeah, it's simply that. And on top of that, King of Pentacles. That's just cementing it as far as I can see. And then for the outcome, triumphant victory coming through next week. Six of Wands, end of hostilities. The one thing it does temper it with is it's a short-term victory. The tarot is really all about cycles and how if you're having a bad day, you're not having a bad week. There's often cards in the tarot that talk about heavy energy, but they don't talk about lasting heavy energy. And that's on top of the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we've got Judgment. Now, I really like to see the Judgment card whenever you get the Devil card, because to me, it's what it's doing, it's really pointing at something. It's going, hey, you, in the cold light of day, are you able to stand up and be counted? So you've got, that sits on top of the Burden card. So it's a really strong reading this week. Some very powerful energies in there. You got the Emperor twice and in the same place, which is the reason it works so well, I think, is because you've got the Page, Queen and King of Cups and the Queen of Swords. You've got this, and the Queen of Wands as well, I suppose. So you've got this higher vibrational energy. It's not twos and threes. It's not down at the bottom. It's at the top end of the scale. So it's stuff that you're really, really aware of. But this staff that goes down here, on top of the tower where you've got a wobbly moment, you've got strength. So you've got enough strength to get through it. King of Pentacles with the Four of Wands, great to see that. And then your final outcome, Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, grabbing what you want with both hands, or in her case with one hand, and coming out with a triumphant victory. Gemini, that looks like an absolutely fabulous week next week. Do enjoy it, and I'll see you next Sunday for more of the same. Thanks for being here. Take care.